So I'm just gonna get ready to film a whole bunch of video essays, and I'm excited to share with you a lot of good information, some interesting topics as well. But for now, I am going to get ready with my makeup and present to you guys what I'm wearing and how I apply my makeup. And one thing that I wanted to show you, I have shared this on my Instagram and TikTok, and it's the Muse Correct Care Complete in SPF 50 and PA+++. And I've been using this for about a week now, and I've got to tell you, I'm really enjoying it because, to be really honest with makeup, I've not really been that experimental. I think the only time where I do like really big makeup hauls and stuff is usually before Christmas, because Christmas collections always nail it and I love it every time. Spring, summer, autumn, not so much, but Christmas for me, that's when I just gather everything. So a lot of my items are either just staples that I already use and it's something that I enjoy, or it's just Christmas collections. So I'm going to show you the Muse cushion, and here I have it, and it's this beautiful pink shiny packaging. It's very glossy and I love it because it's so easy to use, and I love compact cushions. I think a lot of you who've watched me for a while know that I really love the Laneige Neo cushion, and this is the matte version in this green kind of like AirPods looking case version, and I really enjoy it. It's so easy to apply, and I just apply it on and it just covers everything, and I don't even need to set it with powder. So this has been my staple for quite a number of years. I think this came out in 2020 and I got hooked onto it. Never went back to anything else because this just worked for me every time. Cushions have all been my love of my life, so adding this to my collection. And also I used to have the blue version of it, which thank you Glam Touch for gifting this one to me. So I have 4 BB cushions with me as of current, I think. I love all of them, to be really honest. Do I have a favorite? Kind of, but for different reasons. And I've been steering more towards BB cushions or just BB or CC formulations overall, because I noticed with my skin texture it's changed so much. And so I had to interrupt because I just got a cake delivery, and look at that. A muffin with some Easter eggs and it's all chocolate. So what I noticed is that once I've entered my late 20s, I noticed my skin started changing, and from the face front it doesn't look like there's that much difference, but I do have the usual scarring that I get from having some acne or some spots around. But when it comes to wearing makeup, definitely my skin texture doesn't hold foundations the same way that you used to. And my favorite has always been the Dior Forever Skin Glow, and this is what it looks like. So I have bought this numerous times before and I've loved every formulation of it. And I've had this probably, I think I bought this one just before Christmas, and I've had the previous formulations, and I thought maybe it's the formulations that's changed or anything like that, but I've tried the old formulations and there wasn't that much of a difference when it comes to how this covers and how it feels. But what I've noticed ever since last year, maybe the year before, like it started happening, is that my skin doesn't hold this so well and it turns into a streaky mess. I'm not even joking. This used to be my favorite foundation of all. I don't know what's become, so I'll show you what I mean. This is what it looks like, just the color 1N, and it's got quite a gel consistency, so it's quite nice. And on the hand, feels great. Looks like it will cover very smoothly. And the moment that I put this onto my skin, do you notice how textured this looks? And there's lots of streak marks everywhere, and no matter where I try to blend it really hard, there's all these like little bumps. It really accentuates my lines. It just doesn't look great, and it just looks like a streaky mess. For some reason, my skin texture just doesn't enjoy it anymore. It's not something that I really like to use. So I'll keep this on here for now, and I want to compare this with the Muse cushion. And And this is more of a CC cream, so it's more of the corrective care, so it's got more skin benefits to it. And this only comes in one color, and with a lot of Korean makeup they usually only come with a maximum of 2 and usually probably only 1 shade. And this is the color in pink beige, and I'm going to take a little bit into my puff. And if I apply this on, it's very moisturizing, and the hydration of this is just impeccable, because you notice that it doesn't leave my skin feeling super dry. And the more hydrated that my skin gets with this, the more that it really evens out the complexion, and it makes my skin look really smooth, and I love it so much. And I think the key to it is the hydration, because it just smooths everything out and it really makes me look like I have baby soft skin again. Now the coverage isn't so heavy because it is a CC cushion, and it won't be like foundation or BB cushion ready, but I think for a medium level coverage it's pretty good. So it's perfect for that everyday, just general daytime use kind of makeup application. So I do have a little bit of spots here, and it covers them lightly but not so much coverage like a full foundation would. So you see how overall with this, it's that this is so much more even, and I have a more healthier complexion, whereas this one I just seem very dry. And you can notice on the under eyes, it's so very like, it really enhances my fine lines, which is not really good. And especially on my eyelid area, it looks like it's just enhanced all of the skin texture that's in there. So I have a lot of dry bumps that I never knew existed. Just really enhances everything that I don't want to enhance. Whereas this one, it really hydrates my skin, really does brighten everything, and it's just so smooth. And when I have worn it over this week, it's super long lasting, and it's not like the type where sometimes when you just touch your face once and then it all gets onto your hand. When you let it set, it does stay onto your skin really well. So that's what I really love about it. And it's just a really pretty like finish overall, compared to this really tiring look to my face, which I started to just really not like. So unfortunately with this one, I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna have to end up tossing this one, even though it used to be my favorite. Maybe I'll donate it to my sister, because I know she really likes this foundation so much, and it is a very good one, but I don't know, for some reason my skin texture's changed so much. So this is something that I would say I've really enjoyed it. It's very hydrating. It's got really good skincare benefits in there, and the SPF in here is pretty good, but I would also recommend having your usual sunscreen. It works with my usual Laneige skincare, and overall I think this has become my new staple alongside my Laneige new cushion. I'm not very experimental when it comes to a lot of my makeup. I think I know a lot of makeup influencers, they have so many different styles, but I have a humble, like probably 2 big vanity cases amount. It's a lot for one person, but for a content creator probably not so much, and it is just something that's manageable for me, but it's enough for me to play around with and enjoy. So I'm usually really boring with my makeup, where I always have my go-tos, and it is always the same every day, and that is my M Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette. It's really pretty, and I got this one in, I think it's called Rodan, and it's just a light neutrals. And I have a tutorial on how I do my usual makeup where I use this. And then I have my pink blush from M Cosmetics as well, and it's a really bright pink one. It's the limited edition Cherub. And then I have my highlighter in Serenity, also from M Cosmetics, and you can tell I'm a big fan of Michelle Phan, and I love her makeup so much. But I decided today I want to change it up a little bit. I want to change my makeup just for today for my filming. I think I'm going to use the Christmas palette that I just got for the, I think it's the 2022, it's like the face palette, the face and eyes palette, and it's got this clutch looking design, and it's all velvet. So pretty. I love it so much. And then I really like the intricate design of this bar. So I'm just going to start from the neutral shade. So I'm going to start with this one and then apply it to the outer V. So a topic that I want to just talk about is when I'm on the online social space, I've noticed that my algorithms have really changed quite drastically, and it's not my usual, I guess, escapism that I used to feel when I go on YouTube. So usually when I go on YouTube, I just want to have a place where I just want to not think about anything too serious and just enjoy watching something that I can not have so much of heavy opinions. I just want to look at some art. I want to look at lots of different fashion pieces. But I think recently, I don't know what's happened with my algorithm, or whether it's just the talk of the topics or what's happening in the world, but I find that everything's become very political. And I know there's a lot of scandals that's happened, and a lot of brands that have made huge mistakes and have had to adapt and learn a lot of things along the way, because I can really empathize with everyone where they are really hurt from people have been staying across the world, and how just generational trauma's been passed down, and whether something that your parents have gone through, whether your grandparents have gone through. And it really saddens me that we're not healing from this. And I think that we're in a place where we're just beginning to feel a bit stuck and nobody knows where to go. What I have been doing on my channel is to be able to open up that conversation and be able to talk about things. And mainly because in the online space, I've been seeing so many of very left or very right. And to be honest, my algorithm have been showing me things that are very right side of things. And from a lot of the people that I talk to, or a lot of friends that I talk to, their algorithm shows very left views. But I think what's really missing is the empathy of listening to either side and not consider it as possibly like excuses or like I don't agree with you and it's a terrible thing. I think everything has its truth, whether you are left or whether you are right. It is a truth on both sides. I don't see it as right or wrong. And usually what happens is that there is a left, there is a right, and the answer is generally somewhere in the middle. But another thing is, it may be one idea is correct for a particular context or a country or a certain upbringing or certain environment that someone's in, and the opposite answer may be right in a completely different context, so it doesn't apply to where the other context is. So I think having rules that are applicable to absolutely everyone, or have everybody expect everyone to know everything, I think it just really heavily lacks empathy. And I find that in the online space, what I've noticed when I just watch YouTube, even though this is all surface level, because you can only say so much on YouTube and the message is coming across, I think to say that some things are really opposing views and having big heavy debates and arguments up to the point where it's really upsetting people, I don't think it's really helpful to society, and it's not really helping anyone's mindset. And I just want to ask, like, what do you think of all of this, and what's your algorithm showing in context? And have you started having more political views, especially when I notice in TikTok as well? I think I notice it more on TikTok and YouTube, that it's all becoming very heavy and it's just really draining. But what I want to really just implement and emphasize, or maybe I guess remind certain individuals or whoever has heavy opinions, or really you may disagree with me, I have no idea. It's okay if you want to disagree with me, I don't mind that. I think a big part that the arguments in the world, especially political ones, have been really going downhill, in my opinion, is actually not the points that people are addressing. Is that people of today generally can't agree to disagree anymore. And I think that's where a lot of heavy emotions, a lot of name calling, and a lot of just deep hurt that's happening. And it's really difficult to heal from that. And also it's just really sad to see that what a lot of people are watching online, whether they really 100% believe in the algorithm and what it's being displayed to them as literal truths. And I think what we're missing of today is just to stop and take a moment and just think for ourselves on whether we just agree with it or not. And the very big question of why we agree with it or why we don't agree with it. And can you actually articulate an explanation that's convincing enough to possibly turn their argument into possibly one that could strengthen your argument, or yours could strengthen their argument, and actually be able to work something out together? Because I don't think it's very for and against kind of the side. It is basically what you do in your mind where you balance things out and you come to a conclusion of your own. But I think nowadays it's very like one says one thing and it should be right, and then one says the other thing and it should be right. But nobody is working together to be able to come up with maybe an ultimate answer or something that's a compromise, or something that, even if you disagree with each other, like agree to disagree, because you have just completely different contexts in life. And I think that's where being black and white about absolutely everything, sometimes that doesn't work, and there's lots of grays in between. So what do you think about all of these topics, and have these ever felt really heavy to you? And I'm talking about not just about luxury fashion and beauty, and I know that's a big topic on this channel, but there's a lot of talks about feminism, there's a lot of talk about racism, there's a lot of talk about high society and exclusivity, slavery, there's a lot of talk about suppression of all kinds. And when you start to surround yourself with too much of this information, it's actually a main reason why I stopped watching the news. But now that it's kind of gone into more of that YouTube, TikTok and Instagram, it's harder to escape, and it's absolutely everywhere. So what was once before a channel where you can just enjoy, escape and just have fun, where you don't have to take something seriously, that's just become something that is not accessible anymore. And my rule of escapism just doesn't exist, where I have to go to other sources to be able to find that escape. I do agree that it's very, very wrong to have any prejudice against anyone, and I wholeheartedly believe that every individual soul should have a chance out there to be able to do whatever they want and be able to integrate no matter which lifestyle you go to. Now, when it comes to generational like habits, environments, context, there is a lot of understanding there to just absorb. And for me, even I get a lot of like racial prejudice against me as a Chinese person. There's not much I can do in the end of the day. If someone feels like they are going to say something about me, for me, I wouldn't be able to actively say something back. I could let them know if I wanted to, but usually I would ignore it and I would just let it pass, because, and I think the more important thing for me is my energy expenditure, whether it's worthwhile of my time to be able to actively push through absolutely every single battle where someone is having a prejudice against me. And most of the time, it's really not worth it, because if I try, very, very high chances are they're not willing to listen. And it's only those who are curious, they would ask me in the first place, and they would be willing to actually absorb and learn something, rather than just having a pick a fight moment. And I don't think that is helping anyone here. So that is my personal views. for now, and it is just something to get off my chest because it has been quite heavy, and possibly I might need to just stop going on YouTube. It won't mean that I'm not creating content, because I will still always be creating content and still be able to create that open space and talk about anything, but within the luxury fashion space. And it's actually been really interesting seeing a lot of your point of views, and I've been reading a lot of your comments, and I do want to reply to all of you, but don't worry, when you comment, I hear you, I see you, and I read every single one of you, because I can't help it, because it's all very interesting, and sometimes I do get overwhelmed but from the quantity of it, but I do hear you, and it's really interesting learning from all of you, because even as someone researching any topic, it's nothing compared to the knowledge of the whole wide world. I really appreciate talking to all of you, and that you are all very engaging in this community. So thank you so much for being a part of the community. So yeah, that's all of my makeup done, and I have taken years to make my makeup look the way it has now. And what do you think of it? It's all pretty much this Dior palette. I literally used everything in this Dior palette, from the eyeshadows to this beautiful pink blush, and also this really nice highlighter, especially in the inner corners. This highlighter looks really pretty. So yeah, really nice neutral look, and a cute red / fuchsia kind of color with the Chanel Rouge Allure in Reminiscence. So it's a really pretty lip color, so I've used this before. So thank you, Muse, for being able to gift this CC cushion for me to try, and I'm so excited to try a lot of your products in the coming months, and so far it's been really good, so I'll share with you more honest reviews on them. I wonder what's going to be coming next, because they'd never tell me what I'm going to get. It's all a surprise, and I just open it. I'm not able to really research about it so quickly, and I generally just want to give my honest opinion. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next few videos, and I want to send you all of my hugs and my love, that we have more heart-to-heart conversations, and that we generally just have more empathy, have more fun conversations, and that I understand all of your truths out there. So I hope to see you in my next few videos, and see you later. Bye.